Hey everyone, welcome back here to my channel where I play Planet Zoo. My name is Nessa and today we are taking a look at another Narwhaler mod, and this is the Gerenuk. I'm not sure I pronounced that right, but that's kind of how I feel like. It is quite unique. Again, an animal I never heard about before, but it looks like this kind of antelope, or a deer species. It have very prominent horns, but only the males. And furthermore, they have this unique coloration where they have dark pattern on the back, and then under that they have this light line that kind of ombre now downwards in a brown tannish color. Besides that, they also have these lighter whitish colorations around the eyes with kind of what I would explain as really chunky looking eyeliner that have ran out in the front and the back. Mostly in the front though. Besides that, when I googled pictures, something I found a lot of pictures of were where they stand on their hind legs, and it's not like like a horse just lift their legs up a little bit and try to find balance. They are completely standing up in there. I know they lean on the tree here, but I have seen pictures where they also do it with bushes, and they can't lean on the bush, so they are actually able to hold themselves up this way, which is highly impressive. Just something I really wanted to say. Anyway, into game here. I am in our ADEX habitat for future life, Sub-Sahara Africa. If anyone wants to know, the video is of course already up there. We have a big group going on here, and we will talk about them in a minute. For now, we're gonna jump into Supedia, and this is of course the male because it have the horns. This is the Lithocranius valeri, and it is near threatened with around 95,000 individuals in the wild. So one of these animals that could be doing better, but it is not the biggest issue yet, but we need to be aware. It also says down here it is a species of antelope, so I was right in that regard. They are from Eastern Africa, being Ethiopia, Somalia, and Kenya. And they are a desert and grassland animal. They need 425 square meters of land and really nothing else. That is for one individual. You need area between 3 and 43 degrees Celsius, which is fine with all of the hotter environments. But if you want to build for them in a temperate tiger or anything colder zoo, then you need to be aware of that. You need a grade 2 fence above 3 meters, so these guys can't jump. Group size is from 3 to 20 individuals, and that's a single male. However, it seems that you can have battle groups that big, which is kind of weird for me. They do not have any dominance, though I would think the male were dominant, but that's, again, I do not know them. They are polygamous and material, meaning mature males related to alpha becomes outsiders. They are shy around humans, but guests can injure their habitat. They grow to about 5 feet 2, the males being 1.5 meters, I think. And the females 4 feet 5, which is 1.40 meters or something like that. I'm not completely sure. Again, brain doesn't always math right. Live for around 13 years, and the males actually weigh less than the females, which I'm not sure should be right. For what I have seen on pictures, it seems like the male are bigger. And here you can see they're also taller, but I'm not sure if this count for the horns. But male weigh 9.5 pounds, being roughly 4 kilos, 4.5. And females 12.4, being roughly 5-6 kilos. Reach sexual maturity after 1.5 years and can reproduce till they die. They will only give a single offspring a year and be pregnant for 6 months. They should be easy to get to reproduce in captivity, and they have this standard antelope enrichment being grapple, herbs and marker, robbing pillar, both scratching trees, and for food enrichment we have small barrel feeder, grazing bull feeder, hanging grasser feeder, and scarecrow feeder. And they have interspecies enrichment with some of our African savanna animal, though not all of them. African buffalo, common ostrich, common warhawk, plain zebra, Thompson's gazelle, and reticulated giraffe. I will say I think these are the ones that belongs in the same countries. Though again, if a zoo have a savanna area, they wouldn't mind putting them in with other kinds of antelopes and gazelles that are not necessarily for the same country, but just from the same biome. So yeah. As you can see here, they do swim, and I think this is it's a young. So the young is swimming a little bit low, but it's fine. It still breathes. It's not drowning. I haven't actually seen the adults swim yet. We only have one male in here because I actually play with rules now when I don't have a dedicated much thingy going on. Anyway, let's get him over here. This is our male Masamba. And isn't he beautiful? Now, could you please stand up? Of course, he have a few scratches of that. That's fine. I can see he also have some adult offspring that have oh, that was just... It's weird. It feels like light is coming through the eye. I'm not sure why. Anyway, we're gonna look from this side. So he have maybe thought with some of his own kids. I'm not always good at remembering to move them when they get old. Anyway. Overall, they do actually look really good. Again, here, fur texture. We have a little of this fur going on here that is looking a little weird, but it looks good when we turn around. And again, most people play their game from out here or further away, so it really wouldn't be an issue. We have a tiny bit of glitching going on here. Keep in mind that may be my computer, so it's not necessarily gonna happen on yours. You see the dark patches here, and the lighter coloration here. That is this kind of white, but not pure white. Again, pure white animals are kind of rare in nature. Like even polar bear is rarely actually white. I do like all of those different variations of color they got in here. I'm just looking. The mouth is not see-through, which I do appreciate. The eyelids do look kind of light from this angle, but from underneath they do look black, which would make sense if the lighter is because of the shine, the sun shining on it. It just lights up. We have this dark coloration. It could be a little darker. I'm not sure actually if we have multiple coloration in here. But the reason I would like that darker is because it's kind of not the big difference between that color and that color. But we have this light line going on here, which have this ombre effect. On some of the pictures I saw, the ombre was pretty much done all the way up here, and some of them it went further. So this is within reasons. We have some of these veins markings around, which I highly appreciate. Again, a lot of animals, you can see this. You can see the muscles when they tense up and all of these things. And it is important. Something's going on with that foot, so I'm just gonna... Okay, the rest of the foot just popped in. That's weird. But again, it doesn't really make it unplayable because would you actually notice? Again, with the glitching, keep in mind that may not happen on your computer based on how good it is. We have a weird line going on here also, but I'm again not mad at it. It's not prominent. It's not a really highly viewed area. I'm okay with it, but I feel like Narwhaler could do it better. What's fun is that we don't have the line here in the front, but it's really noticeable on the back, making it a little funny. We have this darker coloration going on here, and in general the tail looks great. It's not one of these big fluffy tails, but it have a little fluff, and it is done fairly well. Are you a baby? You're a baby. You're adult, right? Yes. This is one of the mamas in here, and as you can see, a lot of the features are the same. She doesn't have the horns, of course, and the bend up here is more flat if you look like this. You can see his bend go upwards to make space for the horns. We don't need that here, so it just go around like a deer would or something like that. Besides that, I think most of my pointers are exactly the same. So we're not gonna put too much energy into that. The baby is extremely cute, and the eyes seems very, very big. The nose also seems a little rounded compared to some of the pictures I looked, which gives it is this tiny grain of cartoonish, which I really appreciate on babies, not on adults. It doesn't look specifically cartoonish, but it's kind of like human babies also looks a little more cartoonish in real life than human adults, because they have these bigger features, bigger eyes, fat fingers, and these things that some people love and some people hate, and I absolutely adore it, as long as it's not clearly not realistic. So yeah, I think that is actually everything I have. And just look at these. When they move really well. They have this little bump going on when they walk, and I really, really like it. So yeah, that's all for today. Again, it was the Gerenuk. Didn't pronounce that right. But again, link below if you want to get it yourself. And as always, if you haven't played with mods in Planet Zoo before, please, 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 please go and educate yourself. Watch either the video I have listed below by Leaf, or another video on how to install mods specifically in Planet Zoo, because it is a little different for each game, and Planet Zoo actually is one of the more difficult games I have played with mods in. So again, highly recommend you check that out before doing anything that can potentially break your game. Anyway, guys, as always, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again, either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye, guys.